Good Morning Kenora is made possible by proud supporters like Swift Cash, who support public television in Kenora.
Good morning, Kenora. I'm here with the lovely and talented Jack Dawson.
Good morning, Kenora. I'm just going to sit here and say nothing. It's going to be one of those shows.
I just wanted to compliment you right at the start.
Lovely and what?
Lovely and talented.
Cool.
Well, it's better than other things. So.
Yeah, it's true.
How are you doing today, Kenora? It's a fairly nice day out today.
Absolutely beautiful this morning.
This is great stuff. Do you want to? Is that my cue?
I'm not saying a word. Let's see how you do without direction.
Oh no, I'm done. So today, today's weather is this. We have -1 as a high with sunshine. Low of -9, so it's actually fairly decent.
Oh, there we go.
There you are. And then Wednesday, clouds with some flurries, a high of -1 and low of -9.
Do you know what I like? They were really wrong yesterday about the weather.
They really were.
It was beautiful outside last night.
That's the only time I want to listen to the news and have them get it wrong. Because
The weather?
yeah.
It's a tough job, eh? It's a thankless job.
Because it's just sort of like you just kind of cast the bones and go, done. Maybe more technical than that. But
So what are you up to?
actually, you know what? Last night I had a really good night. It was actually kind of nice. I enjoyed it.
What did you do, Chris?
I was actually
I'm asking
I was just
you.
hanging out at home, and then a buddy of mine came by, and we went for a walk, took the kids out down to Lakewood, and about 6 o'clock, and we had lots of good play. They came back in, and then we just it was kind of an easy night, just kind of coasting through.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Did we talk about why you were limping yesterday on the show?
No,
Oh, so how's your tattoo doing?
my tattoo hurts. Like
It would hurt.
It's actually bad. It's right here, if you must know. I got a big tattoo on my knee.
Why don't you show us how you showed us yesterday?
Well, I would do that, but I do believe the decency police would be here.
Hey, you had a jacket around you.
That's true, I did, and I'm not really modest. So
Yesterday was like the full tattoo day. I found out people had tattoos. You have a tattoo now.
I have 5.
You have 5?
I have 5 tattoos.
Wow.
So, but they're all sort of hidden away. Do you have one?
I have one, yes. Mine's up here though.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Mine was a traveling
Maple
one.
Leafs.
Absolutely not.
Right.
But it is hockey.
What is it?
It's Hockey Canada. When I played over in Australia and stuff,
Oh yeah.
I had to be branded.
Nice.
I almost got the whole thing across the back. I was tempted, and
Yeah.
then I just got the Hockey Canada thing on my arm.
It's probably a wise move.
Yeah.
Commemorates your time though.
It's amazing the recognition that symbol has
Yeah.
wherever you go. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's back in the day when we used to go travel to Europe and stuff. They always said, wear a Canadian flag in your backpack, wear a Canadian flag somewhere on you, because you will get recognized.
Absolutely.
Is it kind of like that? Yes.
Yeah. It was fun. Playing hockey in Australia and you get treated like a rock star. That was my NHL.
They have ice.
They turned an old grocery store into an arena.
No way.
Yeah. I think I was playing hockey in a Loblaws.
How we actually
Pretty sure they were still stocking the shelves when we were there.
Can of tuna for a puck?
Basically. Braden Murray have any tattoos? No.
Oh.
No tats.
He
on.
looks like he wants one though.
Yeah.
kinda-
We'll get into that discussion. Braden from Lake of the Woods Museum is here today, and we are talking actually a very cool
Yeah.
exhibit coming up.
There's actually he's got a couple of good exhibits.
We booked Braden before we even knew what the exhibit was. That's how much we like Braden.
That's because this guy always has something for us. He's with it. He's on it. He's got lots of stuff going on.
Can you see our plethora of mugs?
These are mugs.
Plethora.
Whole bunch.
Last week, we had a magic number on Facebook we said we wanted to hit.
It's true.
And when we hit it, I felt like, congratulations, I want to give something away.
So we decided to go and get something to give away. So,
Good Morning Kenora mugs.
Official Good Morning Kenora mugs.
Well, they're not official.
Close enough.
You paid for them. They're not official.
Way to ruin it all. Wow. Thanks, man.
No, these are awesome.
These
These are
These are really good mugs. They hold a lot. They're really good. They're kind of a symbol of GMK. So what you can do right now, and you have
First person.
first person right now to go onto our Facebook site, which is Facebook.com/GMK, or Good Morning Kenora. First person to go on there right now and tell us what that magic number was that when we wanted to give something away. And I've got my, I'll know instantly. It's right here. So, oh, that's just a text.
Oh.
So do it right now, and you'll get a
I
mug.
think that was quick. Braden got it.
He's sitting right there with his. Oh. So, that's the thing. And we'll wait. We'll wait throughout the show.
So the Chrysler 400 is a nice car.
Never driven one.
You don't get it, do you?
I understand.
Okay.
I didn't want to give it away. Wow. What a guy. What a guy. So what's else going on here, Jack?
What was yesterday? Oh, yesterday was, I got to go to Lakewood. No, not Lakewood. Keewaydin Public School.
Okay.
Lakewood is where Jake goes now.
Yes.
We did the little tour for, he's going to start his kindergarten next year.
Yep.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
I know Kindy's wrong. Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
So we got a tour of the school and met his teachers, and
Nice.
yeah, it's very cool. It's so much different and better than Southern Ontario in the sense that, like, we walked in there and the principal remembered my wife's name from like 2 months ago. I remember Jake's name, and you don't have that kind of,
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
no, it's true. I mean, the other thing.
Small school and small town, and
Well, any school in down Metro will be like, I mean, there's like 1,000 kids.
well, it was like 30 kids to a class. type
Yeah,
of
it's
deal.
huge, right?
Yeah.
We had the same thing when we took our, when I took Ethan and Brendan. They locally here, they remember. They're good.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to him starting school there. So we got that yesterday. Yesterday it just kind of blew by. It was so fast.
It was a fast day.
And it was
Quick.
It kind of was, because the weather was so nice, I wanted to be outside, and I couldn't get outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually, when I got outside last night, I was thankful I actually went out. It was one of those days. But Mondays usually do that. Mondays just sort of, you want to go by.
I'm stealing some paper here, so we should talk about a
Absolutely.
little bit about local news.
Absolutely.
What do you want to talk about? Which one?
You're just talking about it. Really, it's right there.
All right.
Segue.
So in the last couple of nights, they've been having meetings regarding Lakewood's public school and what they're going to do with it. They had about 200 response. 70% of the people were in favor of the concept of converting the school into a post-secondary institution. Basically, people are just getting their opinions out. We're trying to get people from this committee on the show because
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody happy about it.
No, it's one of those.
And that's the thing. If you're not happy, go out. Like, don't just sit at home and complain or complain at the coffee shop. You have to get your word out there.
You should really go
You're
to.
doing that. Finishing.
Am I doing it? Okay, I'll stop it.
I don't know if people can hear that.
No, I'm back to old habits. So no, if you really, my kids go to Lakewood, and I want to go to the meetings and find out what's going on because it makes no sense to me that you've got this huge building that can accommodate a whole bunch of kids, and it's central. It's a good location. I mean, maybe the builder had it, but I don't know all the particulars. But that's why.
But it doesn't. That's the
should go.
problem. There's just not enough kids to fill it. That's the problem.
Well, yes,
right?
but I mean, last year they wanted to close down Evergreen or close down their schools. So why not have one singular place where they can all go?
Right.
And Lakewood to me is the same housing. So I don't understand a lot of that, but that's why I want to go. And I mean, if you're sitting at home and you're thinking the same kind of things, you should go because it's important.
Absolutely.
It's very important that you get involved.
Because I find when they make the decision to do it, there's this big uproar, and then the people look at it and go, well, where were you for the past 6-7 months?
Absolutely.
Right? So you can't complain after the fact. You have to do it while the process is going on. So anyway, today there's a verbal report to the trustees that's going to happen, and then on March 6th, the formal written report will be handed out, and then that's on April 10th. So
It's coming quick.
Still a bit of time. Get your opinions out there. So
Absolutely.
that's some big news.
This is some big news. It's
We
gonna
need,
be.
we need like a
it's
late breaking,
gonna
like a
be big.
bah news thing.
That would be good.
I'm gonna work on that today.
Okay, done. So then here the mayor talks load restrictions and legal action. So Mayor Gabe Canfield's concerned avoid load restrictions on City 19's bridges. The bridge by the headwaters is specifically what they're talking about, and because they're still trying to get them upgraded because they're in badly needed repair. So
And basically, if the province doesn't, or the province doesn't come in and help pay for it, they're going to put load restrictions on, keeping people from coming into town, ultimately affecting tourism
absolutely.
because they won't come through town; they'll just go around town.
Well, to me, it's kind of maybe targeted towards the bigger trucks.
Can you hear him doing the whole voice thing?
I do it to him. I don't know why. It's just him. I just sync up.
You have to turn his mic up, Dan, so people at home can hear what I'm listening to when I'm talking. It's like it's echoing in my head and coming in my ear.
I'm just trying to drive him insane.
It's working.
Take the show over for myself. So yeah, it's a big. I mean, that's a big deal. It really is, and we should keep that because the load restrict. I mean, I remember they put the bypass in. They put the bypass in, and there's a lot of hubbubaloo about that because people are now going to circumvent KENORA. They're just going to keep going on their way, right?
Right.
So now that it's there, and now this just kind of poses another problem where, you know what, you're restricting access to the town.
Right.
So they should get it done.
It was good because I was listening to, I heard a couple of Canfield's little snippets on the radio there.
Yep.
He's going in with an attitude. He's not taking no for an answer.
That's why I like that guy.
It's true. But if he says he's doing it, he does it. That's what I like.
I do too.
Anyway, and I think he's going to be on the show next week.
I think so.
I think he's back.
Yes. It says on the
GMK's
calendar.
back in full circle. All right, let's take a break and get Braden on here. He's probably terrified to come on here now.
He's winning a mug right now.
He's in the lead. Nobody's Facebooked us for the mug.
I'm just checking. Takes a little while.
All right, so we're taking a quick break. We come back. Braden will be sitting here.
Proudly supporting local TV since 1966. Shaw TV.
Wind and Water Interiors is a proud supporter of Good Morning KENORA and public television. From brand name window coverings, design services, and cabinetry to furniture and accessories, they're bringing style back to life. Wind and Water Interiors.
Lake of the Woods Insurance is a proud supporter of public television. For all of those unexpected challenges you may face in the workplace, Lake of the Woods Insurance can be there to help you. Lake of the Woods Insurance, where customer satisfaction is ensured.
Snowmobiling makes winter a special time. Snowmobilers care about the environment. They're firefighters, farmers, nurses, homemakers, teachers, and bankers. Snowmobilers are your neighbors and co-workers. They are good, respectful people who give to charities, plant trees, and help care for our fragile watershed areas. Snowmobilers are contributing citizens of your community who enjoy winter with an enthusiasm for nature, for life, and for the freedom that comes from it.
Good Morning KENORA would like to thank Best Way Rentals and Sales for supporting public television. They've got air conditioning systems and aqua lily pads for the summer, heaters, heavy equipment rentals, and more. Best Way Rentals and Sales.
Good Morning KENORA would like to thank Swift Cash for supporting public television. There's so much more than cashing checks and payday loans. They offer a wide range of other services, from parcel pickup and delivery to comic books, Swift Cash, and so much more.
I gotta say,
Welcome back.
I kind of feel like Eli Manning right now, surrounded by a couple of these guys. I'm tiny, like you guys are big.
You just want to crush him. A little bit.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Welcome to the show, Braden.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is like your fourth or fifth appearance.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna try and set the record. I don't know. I have a few more to catch up with a dog's life, but I'm gonna try.
And then you got to take on the champ, Dave Kane.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a struggle, but you know, it's something that I'm willing to really apply myself to.
Excellent. You got to have goals, my friend, and that's a good goal.
Okay.
Let's talk about Lake of the Wood Museum. What's happening? This is really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first and foremost, for the month of March, we have a speaker series every Saturday. We're going to have myself and the director, Laurie Nelson, an expert from Manitoba, and some of the board members come in and talk about some of the pieces of the collection. I'm going to be talking about some of the military pieces that we have, a couple of helmets and a couple of uniforms. My boss, Laurie, is going to be talking about some of the various Victorian quackery instruments that they have, you know, cures and snake oil, sorts of things. We're going to have the expert come in and talk about Métis clothing, and then we're going to have some board members come in and talk about things that they personally own. Yeah, it should be really great. It should be really fun, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Now, look, but yes, very cool. But all of you told us off. My mind's on this exhibit that you were telling us off camera.
Yeah.
It involves beer.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah.
Just waiting to see who brought it up first.
we have an exhibit coming up. It's starting on April 2nd. It's called Sinners, Saints, and Spirits: A History of Liquor in KENORA, and it's going to be a really fun event. We're going to talk about some of the kind of the Wild West sorts of whiskey running on the lake. We're going to talk about the breweries. We're going to talk about prohibition, temperance, and all the battles and sorts of things that go along with it. And the big kickoff event we're going to have on March 31st is called a beer dinner. Now, when I explained it to you guys first, you guys thought, "Oh wow, beer dinner! We'll get
That's every Saturday night.
Oh yeah, that's right. But the way it is, it's a 5-course meal, and it's going to be a mix of food and beer, and it's going to be, each course is going to have a particular beer that goes with it. For example, there'll be a salad with a salad dressing based with Guinness, or steaks basted with steam whistle or something like that. We're going to have a friend of the museum, Brad Goddard, is the Western manager for Steam Whistle, and he's an expert on beer. He really knows his stuff. So he's going to be going with us through the meal, explaining why the different beers interact with the food and why the flavors complement each other. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be good.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
So did you come up with this idea?
Well, it's a pretty popular thing to do, believe it or not.
I've heard it with wines. I've heard like your wines and your different liqueurs and stuff, but I've never heard of a beer dinner.
Yeah, well, this is something that's really, it's gotten a lot more popular in the last, even just a couple years. People looking at how wine and whiskey tastings and saying, hey, well, there's lots of different kinds of beer. Why don't we look at beer in the same way? Right. And Brad, for example, is, if there was such a thing as a beer sommelier, he would be a beer sommelier. So an expert in beer with all the different kinds. There are literally hundreds of different kinds of beer from all over the world. And, it's really neat to see the different flavor profiles and the different, the different tastes and the different colors and everything. It's pretty cool, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
March 31st, eh?
March 31st, yeah. Tickets are not available yet, but they will be in the next week or so. And you can call the museum.
And once you know, you can let us know and we'll put it on our Facebook page.
We certainly will, yeah.
Absolutely.
Have we got a winner yet? Do you know the magic number?
The magic number?
Yeah.
I hear the magic number is 400.
He wins a mug too.
Hey.
Gets a mug. Look at
very
that.
Best, hey.
You can take one back to the museum with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, see, like, you show up enough times, you get a mug.
So when you guys are doing your exhibits, how do you, like you guys had that video arcade one. I heard that was a huge success.
Yep.
Everybody
Very
was talking
successful,
about it. It was great. How do you come up with these? How do you pick and choose which ones are going to fly and which ones get put off till next year?
Well, a lot of it is just kind of tossing ideas out there, and when one person saying, kind of having, oh guys, I have a crazy idea, and then everyone else saying, actually that's a really good idea. The way this one came up, the liquor exhibit, is I just asked my boss if there had ever been anyone who had done whiskey tastings in KENORA before, because that's something I used to like to do when I was in Fredericton, and you like to learn about the different kind of flavors and stuff. It's really neat. And that led to, well, why don't, instead of doing, like every year we do an exhibit on food, because we like food. Hey, that's great. So that way we can have exhibits and we can also eat. That's, two of our favorite things, history and eating, right? So we were talking about whiskey tastings, and that kind of moved forward into, well, what about liquid food? What they say
Of the barley type.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, so that's kind of where that comes from. A lot of it is anniversaries are a big thing. We have a pretty big project I can't really talk about yet, but we have a pretty big project coming up on the First World War. This summer we have a project coming up on float planes. A lot of it has to do with anniversaries or current topics or things that are in the news. And really just trying to kind of capture the spirit of the time.
So how often do you switch everything? Because I mean, it's got to be a pretty big endeavor to switch all the content and put new content in.
Yeah.
How often? I mean, do you once a year, or do you want to? How often do you clear it out and start again?
The rule of thumb generally is you want to completely rotate everything in the museum every 5 years or so. So the way we do it is we have a couple cases that we change every year. Like if you've ever been down to the museum, everything's in a case and it's all plexied and everything. Which makes it really great because you can kind of just change out a pod and kind of put in a new one. And so this year we're going to change 4 cases. So yeah, I mean it's slowly kind of turning over. There'll never be a time where we completely take everything out and then put new things in. but it's just kind of an ongoing process.
Well, I imagine if being modular like that, it's got to be a heck of a lot easier on budget and time and everything else. And I mean, there are a lot of people that you want to go in, they do want to see that one exhibits. And then for you guys, it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
So, and with this, the beer meal, are you guys going to change some exhibits? Like, because, I mean, everyone knows the Al Capone stories. Well, coming up here, I mean, is that going to be factored in?
That is part of the exhibit. We talked to.
He's trying to wreck your exhibit.
we talked to a lady in Rainy River whose father, a fellow by the name of Jack Quick, actually guided Al Capone when he was on the lake. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. It's neat to see that connection, and a lot of the whiskey smuggling connection on the Lake of the Woods. It's really, I mean, there's a lot of stories there. It's really cool.
And we're going to get into all those on the 31st. Nice.
Yep. It's very good.
So it's March 31st. Is what's it called? The beer dinner.
The beer dinner, Lake of the Woods Museum beer dinner. Yeah, and it's going to be at the Best Western.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So they can see a lot more people than we can. So
yeah,
we're going to take it off site, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, I think I'll be checking it out.
I will. I'll be there.
You say you're going to do stuff, but you never show. Snowman making. Anyway, Braden, let's talk. You and I moved to town about the same time.
Yeah, we did.
I think I got you beat by what, 2 months?
About 2 months. Yeah.
How are you enjoying your first year?
First year, yeah. The anniversary came up in November.
Yeah. Did you have a beer dinner that night?
I did not. I did not.
That was a whiskey dinner.
Yeah, that's
right,
That's right. You know, maybe a couple, but yeah, no. I moved here on the really first massive snowstorm of 2010, and so that was kind of neat driving up in that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the first full year in Kenora, a lot of fun, a lot of summertime fun. Have the Jeep going and taking the doors off and the top off, and you know, it's a ton of fun cruising around and hitting the lake, and it's good.
And you have to admit, once you first get here, you're like, what am I in for? Well, you are. I mean, you do it.
Yeah.
You do the drive-in. You're like, and it's winter, because I did the same thing.
Yep.
I was lucky. I got here at the end of October, so I had November was beautiful last year.
So you've been embraced before the.
Yeah, I got a tiny taste of what was happening. And then obviously we enjoyed this. And we were roommates there for a few months, so we had a driveway that was like this.
Yes.
So if I got stuck in the driveway, Braden got stuck.
Yeah.
He couldn't get past me.
There's a few mornings where it got pretty dicey on that driveway.
Absolutely, driveway, that whole road.
The whole road, yeah.
That's it. You just described the majority of Kenora.
Hey, yeah. Well,
Built on a hill.
That's exactly it.
Braden, we really appreciate you stopping by today.
I'd love to come in, yeah.
Open door. Anytime you want to come by, make sure you give us a call.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check out the Lake of the Woods Museum, March 31st especially, for the beer dinner, which will be at the Best Western. Right?
Yes.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about something.
Maybe.
Wind and Water Interiors is a proud supporter of Good Morning Kenora and public television. From brand name window coverings, design services, and cabinetry to furniture and accessories, they're bringing style back to life. Wind and Water Interiors.
Lake of the Woods Insurance is a proud supporter of public television. For all of those unexpected challenges you may face in the workplace, Lake of the Woods Insurance can be there to help you. Lake of the Woods Insurance, where customer satisfaction is ensured.
Good Morning Kenora would like to thank Bestway Rentals and Sales for supporting public television. They've got air conditioning systems and aqua lily pads for the summer, heaters, heavy equipment rentals, and more. Bestway Rentals and Sales.
Good Morning Kenora would like to thank Swift Cash for supporting public television. They're so much more than cashing checks and payday loans. They offer a wide range of other services, from parcel pickup and delivery to comic books, Swift Cash, and so much more.
There are heroes.
My dad fixed things for everyone.
Whose names we never hear, reaching out to help their fellow man.
And me? Well, I just held the light.
If you see what's wrong and you try to make it right,
He was teaching me more than just how to fix things.
a point of light.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Snowmobiling makes winter a special time. Snowmobilers care about the environment. They're firefighters, farmers, nurses, homemakers, teachers, and bankers. Snowmobilers are your neighbors and coworkers. They are good, respectful people who give to charities, plant trees, and help care for our fragile watershed areas. Snowmobilers are contributing citizens of your community who enjoy winter with an enthusiasm for nature, for life, and for the freedom that comes from it.
And we're back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. He's a great guy.
He's a great guest, and he is a nice guy. And I was saying this off camera because I thought we were rushing here for time, and I didn't want to rush him. Lake of the Woods Museum has a different feel to it.
It does.
Like I've been to the different museums around, either doing stories or just checking stuff out.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the energy that the people inside that museum bring.
Absolutely.
It doesn't feel. I mean, it's a museum. It's the word museum has such a stigma.
It does. It's
But
sort
they're
of,
breaking the mold here.
Yeah,
They've had some great things going on down there.
when you say museum, it just, I mean, that's why I asked him about switching the exhibits, because you go to the one at Winnipeg Man and Nature Museum, which is great. But I mean, I went there as a kid, and I've gone there again and again. I mean, you go see the pirate ship, it's great, but it's the same kind of, it's there, right? But
The what?
the non-such. It's a big ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. But once you've seen that once, you've seen it twice. And I think that's the thing with museums is it's museum. You know,
Yes.
but I mean, Braden just
The
talked.
whole purpose of it.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, entertainment value, right?
Right.
So it's nice to know that they're switching. They're always doing something new, and they're doing things like this to bring people back in, to get them back there. I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
A beer dinner.
Oh, it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea too, because beer, speaking of stigmata, I think beer in North America has stigmata. I mean, you drink beer when you're watching the game.
Well, it's funny because I noticed too when you're in restaurants now,
Yep.
a lot of the batter for their meats are beer battered meats now, and they're labeled like whoever the brand is. So I don't know if it's just a branding thing.
I think, yeah, you know what? I don't know. I've never been a big beer drinker. I've never really got into it.
Why, Chris? What do you drink? Are you a red wine drinker, Chris?
Maybe a little. I like my red wine, but recently I have. So I mean, this would be a good opportunity for you to go and sample different types of beer, because there's probably one out there that I'm going to really enjoy.
Yeah. Well, there's a yes. I was going to go on a little rant here about something else, but
We should talk about maybe this week and some of the things we're doing. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
bingo tomorrow night.
Yes, absolutely. Bingo is fantastic.
Everybody asked me if I play. I said I can't play because I work here. But I would. It's $1,000 for the first two games, $1,000 each, and then $300 for the next one. I always feel sorry because it's like one winner for the first game, one winner for the second game, and then four people split like the $300 prize.
That's enough for tickets next week.
You know what? Exactly. It's
Absolutely.
bingo.
You know what? Bingo's awesome. And then we have Paige Florist is giving away a bouquet tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Very
Wednesday, it's
cool.
hump day. So
If you're really looking for a GMK mug, you can go to Page Florist too. That's where we got ours.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
so Paige Florist, we got that going on tomorrow. So just give us a call or shoot us an email, and we'll select the winner.
And the big news, Mort Goss is here tomorrow.
Absolutely.
He's talking about the KENORA Blues Fest. Speaking of, and that's during the Winter Carnival.
Yes.
And we are going to be at the Winter Carnival Friday night, starting serving hot chocolate. Oh, I get something. Hot chocolate and coffee under the tent prior to the fireworks. Last year, I think we served over 700 cups of hot chocolate and coffee.
It was a pretty big number.
And guess
It's
what?
fantastic.
The Shaw Bear's in town.
Oh.
He's flying in today.
Big mega
Coach.
stars. Wouldn't he be in a carry-all?
It's underneath.
It's over there. He'll be fine.
Shaw Bear will be in town, and if you can guess who's going to be in the Shaw Bear, we'll give you a mug.
Yeah.
Because we have mugs to give away.
You know what? That's what we do here. That's what we do. So also this week we got a couple other other guests coming up this week. So tune in all week. We're gonna have some good stuff. We're gonna come to weather.
Let's go to weather.
Let's go to weather.
Let's take a look outside. Currently, we are sitting at about, what are we at? Probably about a -15. We have a high today of -1 with a low of -9. And tomorrow, don't let it scare you. I think they're going to be wrong. I think we're going to have sunshine tomorrow. I'm going to predict it now because I'm not on the show tomorrow.
I'll bet you a mug.
-1 high of -9 tomorrow.
So it's gonna be a nice, nice couple of days.
Look at how the cloud kind of fits in that picture there. Isn't that nice?
It almost looks like it's way. Almost.
And back to us.
There we are. Woo!
All right, Chris, thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Jack.
Tomorrow, Tracy and Justin are back with you.
It'll be a treat.
You held it. Have a good morning, Cara.
We'll see you. See you tomorrow.